Okay. I don't think you can say this. It has to go through that point, but you can't control where. That would be the 9th degree of freedom, if you could choose a T. I'm not sure about this. Is this true? I think this is just 4 points. So it looks like a rotated parabola. So that would be a 2nd degree Bezier curve. Or not? Yeah, I think so. I'm a bit confused. Let's run this one. So it's not a... It's definitely a cubic Bezier. Also looks like a parabola, to be honest. Not really. No, it's not a... This is not a cubic, is it? Or is it? Damn it. Sorry, I mean a parabola. So third degree Bezier, really a rotated parabola? I mean, I was an expert on this subject like 2 months ago, and now I have no idea anymore. I forgot it all. Looks like a parabola to me. Oh yeah, I played too long with cubics. I think at some point, I mean, just a function cubic. And then I went at some point to quadratics. But Bezier is just a rotated parabola, I think. So, the cubic Bezier. So here we define a point. It goes through P0, it goes to P1, it goes to P gamma, and we define the tangents in P gamma. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees of freedom. Where is my 4th degrees of freedom here? Well, that would be better, but nothing changes, so it is better. What the heck? Confusing. I only see 7 degrees of freedom here. I don't get it. Yeah, this one does have 8, of course. So something that passes through 4 given points. That is indeed it's just a rotated problem. And we have 8 degrees of freedom here. For 4 points that it exactly passes through. As opposed to what people usually do. They just have control points. And then indeed if you draw a tangent here, then the control point is somewhere on the tangent. Maybe the end of this vector. So we can leave these two away and then instead define the points here, and those are then control points C0 and C1. Which then indeed are in the P1 plus some constant times the tangent here. And I should have a program that does that. Ah, damn it, I did do something with the quadratic Bezier. Now what the hell is that? Oh, see, so I got it wrong. This is a rotated problem. And that one is called quadratic Bezier. Why the hell do I not have a program that allows me to drag the control points themselves? Let's change this program so I can do that. Yeah, D0 and D1. This is a quadratic one. Next a quadratic Bezier curve, not a cubic one. Don't get it. Totally no V0. You have to start over. This thing is not really useful. Let's make a copy of this thing. I'm gonna call it cubic Bezier 2. Grab one Q on the circle. Which circle? Around gamma. Yeah, I don't want that. I want circles around P0 and P1 now. With these as direction. So you don't really have that then. I should have a look at the registered draggable that I already have. One of my programs already draws, I think, 2 circles. Just forgot which one. not this one apparently. Just try them out. So not this one. That one does have 2 circles. Yep. Parabolic fit. I'm gonna have a quick look at the others too. And something else. Already looked at this one, but wasn't even draggable. I don't know what this is. It's not even a window. Skill test. And it has a few circles, but yeah, let's not touch it. Let's go for the parabolic fit, right? So this grids 2 points on circles, Q0 and Q1, and I guess around on circles around P0 and P1. So we can copy all of that. I don't think I need a slider. Wait a minute. Register draggable. After this includes P0. I think so. So the plot P0 is already there. Slider stuff. Probably should copy this as well. Use that instead of what I have here now. Different coordinates. And then this loop here is doing in those that expose events false. And then we need to draw circles, labels, get the direction. Let's copy all of this. Draw a line through P0 and P1. Oh, I don't need that, I think. Let's copy this. So So I should already have, oh, I don't even get p comma anymore, but I should already have my labels, I think. Whatever this is can be gone. Delete everything, comma stuff. I don't know what that is. Just the rest can be deleted. It's too far from what I want. Too confusing. Well, these are interesting. Yes, kind of. Yeah, it's only interesting for a function. I wanted to do it completely parametric, so we don't. A function would be y is a function of x, but parametric you can also draw a circle. It's not a function then. Okay, so then after doing stuff, it does flush all expose events, and then the not handle inputs break, event loop join. Flush, break, event loop join, catch. Okay, the rest is already there. I'm not sure what it was now. Let's test this out. It even compiles. Amazing. I think I should already get 2 circles now though. Yep. So I have now 2 draggable circles, points with tangents on it, and the direction vectors is also, the unit vectors are also already calculated. And well, these are then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 degrees of freedom, and then we can do 1 point more, and then we have 8 degrees of freedom. Then we should be able to draw a cubic through it. Sorry, a cubic Bezier through it. That starts in P0 and goes in this direction, and then goes through that point, and then ends in this point in that direction. It should be exactly 1 cubic that does that, because of the 8 degrees of freedom, if it exists at all, of course. So I need 1 more point. Let's call that point, I don't really want to call it P2, because it goes through P0 first, and then it would go through P2. Let's call it P gamma. Can I copy that from this one? Parabolic fit also had a gamma. No, I don't know. Apparently not. Nope. Cubic Bezier itself had a gamma. Haha. Yeah, something like, I mean, a point that is called P gamma, I would have called grab source extended flip. So I can just copy it from cubic Bezier. And I have to make it draggable, of course. It's just this one. Yeah, got a no label, and it's a circle for some reason. Yeah. Field shape 10. That's the same style, is good enough. And of course we need a label for it. To get that from some comma label here. P0 label, P1 label. Let's put it behind the direction here. Do we have a comment that goes with that? Oh, what label Q? No, wait here. Not really. I do have a P comma here. The 1 second label, label style, position, send it right off. It's the same as the others, so it's good. Don't need this sheet. Now we have all the degrees of freedom. Let's see if we can squeeze some cubic Bezier through this, because I think that my cubic Bezier is just this thing here. I don't have anything else. So if I did have the control point C0 and C1, I could construct the whole thing in one go. And I think these two are just the same, just accepts either vectors or points, which of course are both two-dimensional. So it doesn't really matter. Same thing here. In this case, I don't have a control point, or at least let's have a look at what ChatGPT said. But if I can't get these, if I can't calculate those myself, then I would have to start with this. And then after that, you still have to initialize it further, I guess, by calling what? Some kind of initialize somewhere. Oh, that's a blah blah from. Linear from, quadratic from. Quadratic from, quadratic from, quadratic from, quadratic from. So that's not gonna work. You definitely need a cube one. So with what I have at the moment, I need to calculate my control points then myself before I can construct this object. unfortunately. So let's have a look at what ChatGPT said about that. I believe this is correct. I mean, you have to check things that it says, but I think that the control points are indeed on a line through P0 and P1 respectively with that tangent that we have. So you can write C0 as P0 plus something times the direction vector, D0, as well as C1 is P1 minus beta times D1. Yeah, I think that's correct. The values of alpha and beta are chosen such that PT passes through P3 at some t value, substituting t3 as a half. I'm not sure we can choose that, but okay. Well, I have to agree. If C0 has this form and C1 has this form, then you have already fulfilled that it goes through P0. Almost obviously for T is 0. I mean, that really doesn't matter. You can scale that. And it's going to be equal to P1 at T is 1. And the tangents are defined correctly like this. And then we do have 2 degrees of freedom left, alpha and beta. Well, we have just P3 or P gamma in my program then, from which we should be able to derive alpha and beta. This should not do this. Should not do this. Should it? Can it? No. Oh, let's just talk out loud to the AI. I don't think you can pick the value of T3. Really? That would be a 9th. How the hell do we write 9th? Like this. Repeat. I mean, we are paying for tokens, so well, not really. Well, actually, we do. This is a limit. That seems highly unlikely as well. Getting 3 variables out of 2 equations. Maybe you can pick a 10. I mean, I even asked it, you know, I put it in a question, but still, it just always says you're correct, even if you're not correct. It's just so annoying. Maybe you can pick T3. These are vectors, so theoretically alpha and beta should be solvable. Form a single equation, and then you can pick T3 freely. So we do that, then apparently we call this equation, and then we can solve C0 and C1 from this. No, it just has to fill in C0 and C1 again. Now, hopefully you did not make a mistake there. Let's check that. So the first one was 1/8. So a half to the power 3. Yeah, that looks like 1/8. And this is also a half, but then squared to 3/4. No, and then again times t. So 1 minus t equals t. So this is also just, everything is 1/8. So it's indeed 1331 and then all divided by 8. So that is correct. Now fill in. And then this one, so that would be C. T0 is B0 plus alpha. Why do I not have an alpha here? Oh, here I have it, alpha. Plus alpha D0. And C1 is B1 plus beta D1. What? Where did that go? Nobody knows. I need a 1. In the end, you have to do it yourself anyway, so I'm just doing it. So then, if you fill that in, you get what? You get B0 plus 3 times this. Plus 3 times C1, which was this. Oh, what the hell? I've got it. Did I ever get my P1 or what? No, there's no P1. Yeah, so P0 plus 3 times C0. C0 is P0 plus alpha D0. Plus 3 times C1, or C1 is P1 plus beta times D1. Plus P1. Equals 8 times P3. Now, okay, let's let AI do some work then. So, if we work that out, can we solve for... No, and now I deleted something maybe, or not. You just got a space, or alpha and beta. How? Because I want to see how, of course, not just get a yes. Yes, okay. Okay. How is that called? God knows. Oh, is it so hard to find something big? I know it's there. I solved more often, but I can't remember keywords enough to get in the neighborhood. Eigen something, right? I mean, it comes from eigen, so let's just look for eigen. Yeah, this is what I looked for, actually. So it's a coincidence that it shows it. We have two possibilities. This is the last one, I think. It's always the best to look at the last time I used it. So this is a 1, 2, 3, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, of course. So 5 by 5 matrix. Okay, let's ask. Let's just ask it. How to create an eigen 2x2 matrix for this that we then can use to solve this system. Oh, so already use eigen. Not. Oh, I do. 5 times 5 matrix. Oh, but never mind. Wrong file. I meant this one. Why did I do that directly, I think? So I'm just create the eigenmatrix called A. And you set all these values. Is that really necessary to do it like this? Can't you just write it to it? What a weird way to do this. Fuck. I'd rather do it like this. Yeah, I think this is just the way you write a matrix yourself. Sorry. So these D values, that's this matrix. So we need the D0x first. And we have D0, I think. D0, which is here a direction. And a direction has an X, obviously, which you can access by calling X. And the next one is minus D1X. And then oh, I must use commas here everywhere. Okay, never mind. And then we get D0Y, D0Y, comma, minus D1Y. And we need a two-dimensional vector called B. And that is also written to like that. I bet that starts at the top. So that would be this one, that one at the top. It starts with X3 or something. So that would be this one, yeah. This is the first one. Comma that one. Where then x0 is obviously the x coordinate of P0. Yeah, so just P stuff. So I'll call these things P plot P1, I think. It's all the way up here, these things. And then x and y again, member functions. So this is the x coordinate of P0 and the y coordinate of P0. And this is the x coordinate of P1 and the y coordinate of P1. X coordinate of P gamma. Yep, that was what it was called. Okay. So we can solve it. And then alpha and beta are like that. So now I can define my control points. In the end, I want to have a Bezier curve, I think. Yep, it's green. Bezier curve. Nah. Stuff, which is constructed from these things. I think I have points. Do I have points? I'll have plot P0. Plot P0 is, I thought there was a point. Of course it's a point. It's like literally P. Auto, but it says create point. Plot create point. That returns a point, but this is in what namespace? Doesn't really matter, I think, but it's a namespace plot. Oh, it's a plot. What? Plot. There's nothing to do with the pointer. Plot create point. It's like literally staring me in the face that it returns a point. But we are in namespace plot. I don't have a plot point, I think. Do I? Probably. Yeah, okay, so I have to go to a point and then find a point in namespace plot. So that would be this one, which is derived from Cairo window point, which is what the other one takes. So I can just pause it. A point is a point is a point is a point. If you get my point. So plot point can be paused as a point. And my mouse buffer contains this because I had to highlight it. Plot P0, comma C0, comma C1, comma plot P1. Well, that was the C0 and C1 that we had. Like defined somewhere. Yeah. And there. Let's see if it compiles. Magic, compile. Hand wave, it just compiles. Wouldn't draw it. So we have the Bezier curve. Now we want to draw the Bezier curve. And of course I have no idea how. If I could remember everything I have written in the last few years. Find a test program that draws a Bezier curve. Well, how about that cubic thing? Let's start with a C. Clamp, cubic Bezier, the other cubic Bezier. That should be explaining it. Bezier curve matrix. Bezier curve. So plot Bezier. Oh, we need a plot Bezier curve. Maybe just wait a minute. How many Bezier curves do we have? I think Bezier curves just for plotting. So I think it's just there's only one of them, and it's just. Oh, we also have one in draw. Okay, that's not really interesting. So I need plot Bezier curve, yeah. And the other one is this one, which is actually the one that I wanted. Never mind. This is the one in Cairo window. Okay, so I have a Cairo window, Bezier curve. That's what I have. How do I get a plot Bezier curve then from that? Maybe there's a better example. No, here's one. No, just that. Never mind. That's all I'm writing right now. What about this one then? Don't tell me I'm not trying to draw BC. Oh yeah, see? BC. BC. No. Oh, here. Create Bezier curve. That's what we need. And then you can pass the Bezier curve through that. I think it's then automatically drawn. I think so. Just like all the other plot stuff. Okay, let's see if this works. Himanshu, yes, I wrote it. Everything. It compiled, by the way. It's amazing, isn't it? Magic. There is my Bezier curve. It's not going through P gamma for some reason. Let's try to do something. So not, yeah, it's totally not going through P gamma, damn it. It is influenced by P gamma though. It's also not a problem, so that's nice. Well, this is wrong to begin with. It should go in the direction of D0. And it's going in the opposite direction, and this one is okay. It arrives here in the correct direction. No, apparently this must be a minus sign. I thought I had it the other way around, that the other one was a minus sign. Strange. Strange but true. Well, this looks good in terms of goes through P0 and P1. It is a Bezier curve. Well, that's the only thing we can draw with this function. And the tangent is wrong now in P1. Really? How can it suddenly arrive from the wrong direction on this side? Nobody gets it. Sometimes, no. Yeah, no, it's suddenly switched. Okay. Vague. What the heck, dude? Why? Why is it not going through P gamma? Maybe alpha ends up negative or something like that. I believe it must be a plus here and then something positive here. I can't think of something else. And this must be negative. At the very least, I want to have the direction always correct. Yep, that looks good. So now it really goes in that direction and it derives in that direction, even if we go all the way around. Perfect. This one as well. Yep, that was the trick. So we nailed the P0 and the P1 and the directions. It's perfect, but it is not going even near P gamma. So I don't know. Oh, it does. Wow, that's interesting. Here it goes through P gamma, but then if you go, suddenly it doesn't feel like it anymore. Why? Oh, we could just go through it here. So, the equation is pretty good. Except when it isn't. Well, that's interesting. How is that possible? Yep, this picks it up. Cool, but then it is probably not possible or something. What's going on? That is so weird. Make it a straight line almost. I did it wrong, I think. to begin with. Yeah, there should be a minus. Definitely should be a minus. I did do that in the code. Pick the minus here. Let's print these things out. So now alpha is negative. I think that's exactly the point where it is not possible anymore. So you get p gamma comes detached from the curve because alpha is negative. And we do this, now both are positive. That's why it is exactly on top of it. That's new. Here I get detached because beta is negative. Yeah, that's the reason. So if alpha or beta is negative, then we just can't draw a Bezier curve through it. Yeah, probably should just not draw anything or make it red or something. Okay, what the heck is this? That's not this direction. Makes an infinite curve here. Infinite sharp curve. At the moment you arrive at P1, or what the hell? Looks like it, yeah. Or what the hell was happening, man? Yeah, I think it's infinitely sharp here. It's like a kink. Ugh. Well, that's probably the reason also for we are at the edge of a pretty zero-ish beta, which probably also happens when we can't do this anymore. So if we go further, oh no, yeah, well, yeah, we switch. That's right. So normally it would now arrive like this in the opposite direction. And because of my standard absolute value, it still approaches from this side, but that's why it detaches from B gamma. So I probably should not do this, not do the absolute values. I would rather have it go through B gamma and then have the direction wrong. Oops, no. Right. See, so we go like this, now the curvature here becomes infinite. Makes a kink. And then if we move it further, it just goes in the opposite direction from this direction, but it still goes through B gamma, so this is better. This is much better. So now it always goes through P gamma, but not necessarily in the direction of the. But that's okay. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Just as long as the tangent, it still has that tangent. The direction doesn't really matter a lot, I guess. So this is the best equation. Cool. Now, then the next step is so now we have the parameterized points. I would pass a t and then I get back the coordinates of the points and the direction vector. And I would also get a direction vector on this point, but I ignore that because too many degrees of freedom otherwise. And then to know if this is a good fit for the function that I have, we also need a point in between, maybe even 2 points. So now 3 points, right? Think of a Chebyshev thing that has 6 points, I think, at least. That's kind of weird, though. We have 3 now, so if I want to add 3 more, that would be asymmetrical. This is very, very difficult. So if you have, say, a random other point here, say, now here, how far is that from the curve? Does it belong to this point because it's the closest point? Or maybe it belongs to that point, which is further away. If the underlying function is parameterized, it doesn't mean that it is parameterized like the Bezier curve, of course. I would rather just calculate the shortest distance. What a pointer. Okay. How do you write parameterized like this building? Whoever thought about not adding the whole alphabet as subscripts to okay, blank mind. UTF-8. What's the full thing of that? Why? There's no X and Y here. That is so ridiculous. It does as if R is already known, but it isn't. Point 2, tangent condition for the curve to be tangent to the circle at tangent to the circle at PT. The vector from Q to PT must be perpendicular to the tangent of the curve at PT. The tangent vector T of T is the derivative of PT with respect to T. T of T is the derivative of T, is the d dt of x, the yt is that, yeah, whatever. The vector from Q to PT is xt minus qx, yt minus qy. With tangency, these two vectors must be perpendicular, so their dot product must be 0. Set up a solved system. We now have two equations. System is nonlinear in terms of t and generally does not have an analytic solution. Ugh. No, I disagree. Let's do it as follows. So using t as parameter, give me the, I don't know, give me a formula for the x coordinate of p of t and a formula for the y coordinate of p of t. From that, find the tangent. Well, let's from that find the vector tangent to the point xt yt. No, tangent to the curve at point y2 yt. The derivative pt will do fine. Did it stop? Oh man. Yeah, and again it stops. Or does it? No, no it doesn't. Do I have to verify that? Let's assume not. Okay, now it is easy to rotate this vector. Actually, is it necessary to rotate it? Yeah, I'll leave it to the AI then. So, give me a parameterized equation using I don't know, S parameter. For a line through Q that is perpendicular to x, t, y, t as given. Oh. Oh wait a minute, that's not true. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. Gonna edit. I just edited it. Give me parameters equation using S a parameter for line, not through Q, through P of T. That is perpendicular to. I'll just use P accent again. So it's given a ball. Right. Yeah, one's negative with the other one. Why even mention it? So it's perpendicular to one direction. It's also perpendicular to the exact opposite direction. Yeah, I fully agree with this. So S is 0 gives pt, and any other S just moves along this line, which, well, if you swap X and Y and you make one negative, then you rotated the thing 90 degrees. So this is totally perpendicular to that tangent there. Expanding this gives the... Oh, it's actually expanded something. xt minus s times that. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, let's see. Surely you know the formula. A formula, the formula, a formula. for the shortest distance between a line and a point. Express the shortest distance between the above line and Q. Give an expression for. Yep, an S dropped out, obviously. Set this distance to 0 and solve for t. Oh, okay. There's a numerical solution again. Okay, let's see. So the distance is 0, and then of course only the thing at the top must be 0. That would be y prime times q minus an x, and the other way around. So q minus an x and the other way around is equals 0. Great. Yeah, well, I don't know. Write it out. Please fill in the formulas. For xt, yt, x prime t, y prime t in the above equation. So that everything is expressed in terms of, sure, you can do this as a vector. Why are we talking about x and y in the first place? This is just a vector, a kind of a dot product, and this too. do it like this. Let's call the derivative of the, not just the derivative, control prime, rotated. What is that exactly being done here? X and Y is switched, and then we negated X, right? Why the hell we negate X? But okay, that's what it did. I'm trying to visualize that. But take a point. There's a point there. We go there, there. That's an anti-clockwise rotation on 90 degrees. Rotate it by 2. R of t. Okay, R of t is y prime of t, comma, minus x prime of t. Yeah, for example, suppose you have a point that is in the northeast quadrant, positive x and y coordinates, but the y coordinate is smaller than the x coordinate. And then we swap x and y, so you mirror it in the y equals x line. So then you end up still in that quadrant, but the point is now closer to the y-axis than to the x-axis. And when we negate, we negate the y-coordinate at that moment, because we first swapped x and y, and now we do a minus x there, but it's a y-coordinate. So then you end up in the southeast quadrant. That is actually a rotation, clockwise rotation. Yeah, rotation angles are usually anti-clockwise, so I'll just put a minus in front of this. Then we'll have the Libov equation. Reads RTPT. Do I have a dot here? Surely I have a center dot. Let's use this one for the dot product. Yeah, so R is y prime times x, and then the minus x prime times y. So that's just a dot product between R and P. Equals, and then we do the exact same thing again. Again y, and again minus x, but this time times q. Oops, so that would be R T dot q. Doesn't make any sense, I think. So R. It's kind of weird though. Why R? I would expect P prime here instead of R. So this says the vector between PT and Q is perpendicular, because dot product is 0, means perpendicular, to RT, which is the counterclockwise rotated 90 degrees thing of the velocity vector. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Yeah, there's also the same thing here. Thus, the equal 0 is there, and we just have, well, here we have Q minus P, but it doesn't matter, of course, because it's equals 0. But okay, let's keep it like that. So that's just this equation. You have Q minus P, and then the dot product with that thing equals 0. Why? It does not make any sense. Yeah, I don't like to work with X and Y coordinates really. It's better to just keep working with vectors as long as possible. So this is the end equation for me. Damn it, I got interrupted about this. I've got my train of thoughts. Let me think. Interesting question though. Is it like there must be multiple solutions for the t? How many solutions are possible? There must be a limit. Probably 3 at most, because it's a cubic equation. So if you have a look at this program again. So let's say we have, no, let's make something sensible. Oh, like this curve. Now the Bezier curve doesn't stop here though, it continues. It's not going around like that, is it? Not sure what happens after this point actually. I think it just goes to infinity somehow. So now you have a point Q here, so here, okay? So then there is, of course, here, somewhere here, the tangents to this curve here goes through Q. And then there is another solution here. So there's this one, the tangent of the perpendicular line, perpendicular to the curve, goes through Q here and here. That's 2 solutions. And maybe another one here. That's 3. And if those are the only 3, then obviously this thing is not going to go around and around, because that would give more solutions, right? But it's just going away somewhere. Never perpendicular anymore to the line in the direction of Q. And then of those 3 solutions, you can calculate for each, you can calculate the distance, and then I want to have the smallest one. That then would give me the, so if Q is here, then this would be the smallest distance. And the other ones can be ignored. Now it is theoretically possible to get a solution of a cubic. So if there are only 3 solutions, then I expect a cubic I have to solve a cubic, which is possible. But yeah, I'm sitting in the dark. I'm going to get up, turn my lights on, and then run to the curtains to close them before anyone... No. Be right back. As if I'm not visible in the lights of my monitors. Now I'm up anyway. Why is it so cold here? It's 90 bloody degrees. 19 degrees. Those would be the best here. I'm going to put a microwave dish in the microwave. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so 8 minutes. The bullshit of the ChatGPT. Correct approach. It made an error, so you say, no, that's not correct. Fix it. And then it fixes itself, and then it thinks, well, the previous one wasn't correct, but this time it must be correct, because I just corrected it. And then it uses the header correct approach. Doesn't matter if it's still wrong. It just tags something like that too. Oh yeah, and at some point you get final. That's so beautiful. So it gives you an answer, and the answer is nonsense. So I say, no, it's wrong. Oh, you're absolutely right. Sorry, my mistake. And then you get the correct solution is this and that. And then you say, no, it's also not the correct solution. And then it comes with another version, and that calls it the final solution. Let's see if I have an example of that. My memory's so bad, I can't remember anymore. Which one was that? Which was that? Yeah, I think that I asked for... Let's see what my first question was. Oh yeah, this one. Oh, this is so bad. So people want to consider what this it says ChatGPT 4.0, and this was preview, I'm sure. That it was there was actually 0.1 preview here. This just that's their best model. And then you see. So I ask what is the worst case, the number of compares that you have to do if you want to merge two already sorted single lists. So you have two lists of numbers, they're already sorted, and you have to take the largest one from one of the lists. Every time you take the largest one, so then after you're done, you end up with a merged and again sorted list. And a worst case scenario is, of course, that you have to do one compare for each output, which means that if the original lists are n and m long, then the worst case is n plus m minus 1. But it's possible that you exhaust one of the two lists before the other one has one element left. So if you exhaust one list and the other list still has 5 elements, and you don't have to do any compares anymore, and then it's going to be n plus m minus 5 for that case. So the expectation value for random values in two sorted lists is less than the worst case. Yeah. So I asked this question, and it says worst cases, and I ask it for not for m, n, and m, but just both lists are equal size m. So they put the 2n minus 1. That is the worst case. That's correct. Well, that's the worst case. So on average, the average case was 2n minus 1. This is bullshit. It has to be less. Okay, so I say I agree that the worst case is n plus m minus 1, but on average it must be less, because certain random distributions will result in one list being exhausted before the other. There's a single element left, just what I just said. And then, of course, oh, you're absolutely correct in your reasoning, blah, 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 blah. It must be, what was the result? Oh, yeah, 2n minus, not minus 1, but minus the square root of n. Expectation value. Yeah, why not? You know, just magically drag a square root of n out of the. This is their best AI. It is 100% bullshit. So I said, I'm so polite, I'm not sure this is correct. consider a list with n plus 1 elements which are sorted, then the number of ways to distribute those elements over two lists, one size n and the other size m, is n plus m, choose m. Because you have n plus n elements and you have to distribute them over two lists. So each element goes to either one list or the other list. So you have to choose n or m, the value is the same. And then the number of ways you can do that is the binomial n plus m over m, or n plus m choose m. And no way that is going to be magically resulting in the square root of n, of course. I mean, what binomial sum would give square root? The square root is irrational, so no way. No way. So you're absolutely right. Your approach using the expected difference of square root of n was indeed an oversimplification. No. It was bullshit. That's what it was. Okay, I told it now a little bit how to do this. So there's my formula, like exactly, just copied it. And then it says, I copied it wrongly, by the way, because I said the number of ways to distribute them over two lists were the list with m elements as exactly s. So it's just if you want to have the list with n elements exhausts, and then the list with m elements still has s elements left. But that's one side of the story. It could also be that the list of m exhausts and the list with originally n elements still has s left. So I don't say it wrong, but it draws the conclusion that the formula is just this, which is not true. You have to add here above in the enumerator 2n minus s minus 1, choose m minus s as well. So that is missing, and then if you set n and m equal, then there is a factor of 2 missing here, basically. But the result for that was quite funny. So it says for n is 10, the expected number of comparisons is approximately 19.09. This value confirms that the expected number of comparisons is indeed less than 2n minus 1. So it just generates text working towards an answer without even paying any attention whatsoever to the actual values. Because n is 10, 2n minus 1 is 19. So it says here, it is 19.09. That is larger than 19. So this is worse than the worst case. And it just reads over it. It doesn't care whatsoever. This value confirms that the expected number of comparisons is indeed slightly less than 19. This is not less than 19. So impossible. How is 19.0 less than it? You're absolutely correct. I made an error interpreting the result. This is 19, so the value 19.09 should not be less than 19. No, it is not less than 19, but okay. Blah, 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 same conclusion. It's still 19.09, which is not possible. So I'm saying, I think you're just guessing. You need to write a program that calculates the sum, or you wool from cloud. But yeah, the problem was with the formula. So it just keeps doing the same formula. I guess it does calculate that using that formula behind the scenes. So it just comes with 19.09 again. It doesn't care that it is literally impossible. So I started typing caps by now. The worst case is 19, therefore 19.09, which is worse than the worst case, is bullshit. Finally, I used the PS word. You're absolutely correct. Take 3. My previous approach was flawed. Let's do it correctly this time. Blah, 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 19.09. That is the best AI can do at the moment. Seriously. This is so sad. Okay. So I think I asked now for NS2. I thought, let's simplify things a little bit. So it uses the same wrong formula for NS2. And it comes to 3.33, which by the way is worse than the worst case 3. And what do you think it says? This result is below the worst case of 2n minus 1 is 3, as expected. It doesn't matter that this is take 5, where it makes a mistake thinking that there is something that is larger than this is actually less, simply because that's how it should be. It's like where I'm talking to GPT-3 here instead of O1 preview. And then you look at YouTube's about this and it says, oh, it's doing PhD level stuff and it's like a lawyer and it's going to take your job, and it doesn't know that 3.33 is actually larger than 3. No, it's I can get really pissed over this hype if you see what it actually is doing. So I tried to correct it again. I'm telling it that, hey, by the way, 3.3 is not less than 3. Oh, let's do it again. 3.33. So I say, okay, nah. Show me step by step how you arrive at this value. Blah, 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 and it comes to that. And then I said, okay. I worked it out myself on paper, if I remember correctly. And I found that the problem was that it just used the wrong formula. I mean, it was ChatGPT that came up with that formula, and yeah, it's just wrong. It should have done adding this term as well. In which case you get 2.66, which is indeed less than 3. So now this is my work. I did all the work. ChatGPT did nothing except spawn nonsense. And then we got to the real point of the whole thing. I wanted to know the expectation value of the number of compares for lists with size n and m, where we collect not just for the largest to build a final list, but alternating select the largest from one end and the smallest from the other end of the list. Do you guys think that ChatGPT is able to is intelligent enough? I mean, it's not intelligent at all, let alone enough, to be helpful here. If you have seen what it did before. I don't know why I'm wasting my time with even continuing here. I should just, at this point I should have stopped or probably even earlier and then cancelled my subscription again. Completely disappointed that it didn't make any progress whatsoever, despite going to 01. Is this ORI now already? Maybe it is actually. I had no, it's 01. Sorry, 01 preview. This was 01 preview. This was 01 preview. So we are waiting for 01. Thought it was the end of this year or something before we get that. But yeah, anyway, so I asked for that, and it comes it makes a derivation that is, of course, no idea what it's doing. So what it does is it writes an answer that is grammatically correct, sounds like an answer, statistically, without understanding whatsoever what it is doing. It's just looking one word at a time, generating one word at a time, without any reasoning, without any understanding. And the best that it could do in this case, because I asked it to something that you really have to be intelligent about, you have to understand what you're doing, you have to think about it. It can't do that. So what did it do? It just wrote down the exact same thing as we did before. So now I say, please switch from, so I told it exactly, I had to spell it out, how to do it for picking, what the formulas were, for picking the largest from one side. And then they say, now do it for picking alternating the largest and the smallest. And then the answer just is exactly the same as the previous one. The same formula, so I think that was here. It didn't change anything. Yeah, so useless, unbelievable. Maybe I really should make a video about this and then give it the title that people can find and search for. So there's a video on YouTube out there that shows how stupid AIs are. Instead of those idiots that make YouTubes about how wonderful, smart, and intelligent and reasoning that the ChatGPT is these days, because it isn't. Anyway, I think my microwave is done, so I'm gonna stop my stream. I can't stream while I'm eating. Yeah, I'm not talking. I was just pointing, but I guess giving check makes sense. Good detector. Have a tempo here. Maybe it takes there, and then what is my knight doing? Nothing. Maybe just push the pawn. I'm gonna go check. Give check first. Oh yeah, and then a knight here. That's nasty. I'll threaten to take here with the mate threat. So you want to put the knight back. So if we go here, it can still not take like this because it take the queen. Then the knight can't go here, and I'm threatening to take here and then give mate. What you gonna do? Oh, maybe push. If he pushes, then at least the rook is defending this point here. She goes pawn grabbing. Okay, let me see what happens next. Just curious. Just curious. My rating has dropped 200 points, and I'm pretending that I'm having a good game because this guy didn't see this move. I'm so bad these days. Unbelievable. Yeah, okay, give that one away. Still threatening mate. Now the queen can come here to defend it. And then what can we do? Oh, that's made in two. Yep, and then I really stopped my stream because I'm going to eat.